Hello everyone, I'm Bo from Brutal Commentary, and today I'm going to be breaking down our next fight for UFC 320. In this matchup, we have Hawaiian Soriano versus Nikilay Veretennikov. Soriano is 11-5 as a professional, 3-2 in his last 5 fights, while Veretennikov is 13-6 as well, 3-2 in his last 5 fights. For Soriano, it was kind of interesting. So he was a mostly career middleweight and always was kind of an undersized middleweight. Traded wins back and forth. Sometimes he'd go more on a skid than he would a winning streak. But there's undeniably he had fantastic power, especially in that right hand. Like against his win against Duel, I'm gonna butcher this last name. Luke, oh my god. I don't even really want to pronounce this name. I know I'm gonna butcher that bad. But is the guy basically who got slept by Cody Brundage via guillotine, I believe, yeah. Either way though. He gets on a 2-fight skid, losing to Roman Kopylov and submitted by Dustin Stoltzfus. So then this partakes a move down to welterweight, where now Soriano is riding a 2-fight win streak, dominating Miguel Baeza via mostly his wrestling, and then sending a heat seeker of a right hand that smashes Uroš Medic in January this year. Meanwhile, Veretennikov, not really been much of a good fighter to watch so far. He lost his first 2 fights at the UFC, a close decision to Danny Barlow, which granted was short notice, and he put up a game effort, and then got pretty much dominated by Austin Vanderford up until the TKO this February. But now is riding his first UFC win against Francisco Prado this July. Looking at it, this is mostly going to be a battle of strikers. I know both guys can mix it up at times. I mean, Soriano showed in his fight with Miguel Baeza he has pretty good wrestling, or at the very least, good, strong wrestling takedowns and good top pressure. While Veretennikov likes to use his range at most times. He stands at like 6'1" with a 74-inch reach. He uses it pretty well at times, and you saw like against Prado. He also has good grappling in his own right, at least enough to either defend takedowns, although he didn't show it against Vanderford, I'll say that. Actually, I take it back. I'd say Veretenikov's wrestling is okay at best. It's better against some of the lower rank guys, for sure. But fighters like Austin Vanderford with good wrestling and top pressure are going to keep him down. On the feet, it'll be very interesting, because I see if Soriano catches Veretennikov with the same punch he hit Uroš Medic, which he will definitely sleep him. He's got tremendous power in that right hand. So explosive, too. He just kind of can just leap into shots and smash with full force. While Veretennikov, he's got low fight IQ moments. He really does. Against like Francisco Prado, he was just spamming, spinning back kicks to the body constantly. And they were starting to get him caught. And eventually Prado was able to, at moments, like get a tight waist and like go for the suplex or something. He makes like bad decisions like that, or against Vanderford in easily his worst display of fight IQ. He is not defending takedowns. He's using spinning stuff, and even when he gets taken on the ground, he's making no effort to get up, and he's just letting Vanderford just wail on him with ground and pound, and he's shocked. The referee stops it. He even shoves Vanderford after the fight, which called off. Just poor display of sportsmanship. Really, just got, like I said, low fight IQ moments. Now, if there's anything I can say about Hawaiian Soriano, it's he might tend to fade at times as fight goes on, but even then, he put in a good 3 or 15 minutes of work against Miguel Baeza, so we know his welterweight cardio is pretty good. And even then, like, most of the losses were against just seemingly superior fighters in either striking or grappling. Dustin Stoltzfus, pretty good wrestler in grappling in his own right, and has had moments wins on the ground wins fights via the ground game, and he did it against Soriano. For Roman Kopylov, just a much better striker than him. Started picking him apart after some adversity round 1, but mostly was a step ahead on the feet. Veretennikov does not have that level of wrestling at all, and he does not have that level of striking. Honestly, this seems such a winnable fight for Soriano. Honestly, a lot of the fights, I'm going to be saying this a lot, so I'm going to say now, a lot of the fights on this card, a lot of them aren't that close betting-wise. A lot of them are 2-1 favorites or more. A lot of them. Very few are like minus 800 or even close to a pick'em. At best, 2 fights that I can think of. But this is one of those fights that's 2-1 favorites. Minus 220 for Soriano, plus 180 for Veretennikov. There's a reason though, and that is not only is Soriano on a much better win streak and riding better momentum, he just clearly has better skills than Veretennikov. Even if we're all I'm saying about his right hand, he's a really good striker and is able to he has proper timing for the right hand to catch his opponents on the chin, which I think he's going to do in this fight. I'm going to pick Punahele Soriano, and I think he is going to find the knockout. Now, that reach and height might give him some trouble. Like I said, Veretennikov is about 3 inches taller at 6'1" to the 5'11", and has about a 1.5 inch reach, 72.5 to the 74 inch reach, respectively. And like I said, it might be trickier to find the chin on a taller guy, but I don't think it's going to take too long. I can see Soriano pressuring him pretty calculated, just keeping him on the back foot. Eventually, Veretennikov gets to like the cage and he can't move, and at that point, Soriano can just explode with a combination and shut his lights out. So again, I'm picking Punahele Soriano. I'm gonna pick him via the knockout. I just can see it happening clear as day. This another fight where I feel like just one guy is better than the other, or at the very least has one skill discrepancy that eclipses the other guy. In this case, it's definitely power and explosiveness in the striking. Hell, even in the wrestling, he's going to be more explosive than him. So, just Punahele Soriano for the win. Thinking it's going to be a pretty good highlight reel knockout. That's what I'm thinking. With that being said, though, that's been my prediction for this fight. If you like the video, comment and subscribe. I always love hearing your guys' opinion and what you think the fight will be overall. Next up, we will have Patchy Mix versus Jacob Wecklin. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but should be a very interesting fight at bantamweight. I'll say that for sure. But, once again, I've been Bo from Brutal Commentary. Thank you all for listening. Take care.